Hey Dream Girl, my name is Teresa, and this is the very first episode of Candid Talks. Welcome back, guys. Um, this is only my second video on the channel, and I just wanted to introduce Candid Talks as a segment on the channel. And what Candid Talks is, we're just gonna have I'm just gonna yap. I'm just gonna yap. I'm just going to yap and talk about self care, self love, and all the things that help to create the dream girl and helps to build the woman you've always dreamed of being. So, without further ado, let's begin season 1, episode 1. So, today's topic is, what is the dream girl? For me, being a dream girl means authenticity. It means realness. It means going through the day to day as raw as it is. I know we're in the wave of the beige and the Pilates and the white and everything just being super polished. And that's okay because I absolutely am a lover of aesthetics. I am a lover of everything pretty. So I get it. But at the end of the day, if your reality does not look like that, that does not mean that you are not a dream girl. If you are a woman who is committed to being her best version of self every single day, you are absolutely a dream girl. If you are a woman who lives in her truth and her authenticity, you are absolutely a dream girl. Another thing is, for me, being a dream girl is your soul happy? Are you a good person? Do you show up in this world and provide value to the people around you? Do you provide value in the things that you're doing? That's what being a dream girl. I feel like everybody has a purpose. Not everybody immediately is able to identify what that purpose is. But if you just continue to being committed to living in your realness, your authenticity, I absolutely believe that you 100% will be able to find that. And the thing is, you may even be doing it right now and, living in your authenticity and showing up within your purpose, and you don't even realize it because you're so focused on everything being pretty or everything being perfect. Being that dream girl is the raw, authentic realness of who you are to your core. And when you show up as that, I feel like your soul has no other option but to be happy, but to feel fulfilled. At the end of the day, do what feels right for you. We're in the age where some people want to get a job because of how it looks and how it sounds. But if it's not fulfilling you and if it absolutely drains your soul, then it's not for you. You're not living in your realness. And if it pays the bills, absolutely. I'm not saying to quit your job. I'm just saying, being cognizant of who you are, and what you're doing to get to where you need to be. Also, when I think of the dream girl, I think of these 3 words. I think of worth, value, and vision. It's when you're a dream girl, when you're committed to being your best version of yourself, you have a level of self-love that is kind of unshakable. I love me so much, I got me. There's no other person that got me and loved me like I do. And I can't allow somebody else to come into my space and make me feel otherwise. For me, I feel it's, having a level of self-worth that is kind of untouchable. And in terms of values, what are the things that mean something to you? And with the things that mean something to you comes your boundaries. What are your values and what are your boundaries? You do not allow people to come into your life and just do as they please. Know your worth and set boundaries. And the last one is vision. Where do you see yourself going? You know, the dream girl is a work in progress. It's not a destination. So you're constantly working on yourself. I'm a dream girl and I'm constantly working on myself every single day. If I can be 1% better than I was yesterday, I am absolutely killing it. Absolutely killing it. So that's what it means for me to be a dream girl. If you want to work on becoming your better version of self, and ultimately become your own version of your dream girl, I'm going to share 5 gentle steps that you can do right now, today. You can even, after I've said it, you can turn the video off and start applying it within your life now. I'm going to share these 5 gentle steps that you can take today so that you can be on your way to become your better self and ultimately becoming your own dream girl. So, and they're in no particular order. So, the first one is reconnect with yourself. How can you be something you have no idea about? So reconnect with yourself. And what that looks like is journal. We tend to think a lot and have just so much going on in our heads sometimes. It gets heavy and there's so much noise up there sometimes, especially when you need to take action and get something done. Because there's so much noise up there, you end up not doing anything. So it's like analysis paralysis. So start journaling. Take your thoughts and dump them on paper. Thought dump. So when you journal, you can see your thoughts on paper. And once you see them physically, you're more likely to take action towards them. And thought dumping and journaling for me is a form of manifestation. I feel like it was once an idea, now you give it a physical shape because you can see it. If you can make it a tangible thing, an idea that you are currently in, baby, you are on your way to becoming your own dream girl. So and reconnect with yourself, journal, thought dump, find the things that you like. I've heard people say, like, I don't have hobbies. How could you not have hobbies? The world is so big. The activities that are available to us is infinite. How could you not have a hobby? And the reason why you don't have a hobby is because you are not connecting with yourself. Either you're over consuming social media or shopping or whatever the case is. It needs to be quiet. It needs to, on your break, research hobbies. Maybe you want to take a spin class. Maybe you want to take a painting class, a pottery class, a cooking class. What's something you used to do as a kid that you don't do now? And this is where journaling comes in. Like what are things you enjoy or things you feel like you don't have time for now because you're too busy? Maybe you need to be intentional about making time for those things now. And you never know, maybe a hobby will surface. Oh, I like golfing. I used to do it back in the day with my dad. I don't do it now because I live in the city. Maybe I could spend a weekend and go up to upstate or by the countryside and take like a golf course or spend a day on, it's an activity. So reconnect with yourself, find the things that you enjoy, thought dump, journal, spend time with yourself. Gentle step number 2 is romanticize your day. In our days, um, there's a lot of things that needs to be done, and I know sometimes some days may feel as if there's not enough time in a day. I know for me it definitely feels like that sometimes. I'm a mom. I am a nurse as well, and then I still have to come home and show up at home for my partner and my daughter. So there's always something to do. There's always a task to do. But for me, I try my best to do the things that I have to do with grace. I try to add some kind of enjoyment to it. So for me, I absolutely hate folding laundry. I will wash the laundry, I will dry the laundry, but best believe that laundry gonna be sitting in that basket for maybe a week or two. And then you know what I do? I'll put it neatly in a basket and tuck it to the corner somewhere. I absolutely do not like to fold laundry, but something that motivates me and how I romanticize doing laundry, I may put a movie on. I may put a movie on and pour a glass of wine, and I will make a personal goal for myself for the day or whatever it is. I'm going to get through this basket of laundry by the end of the movie. It should not take you 2 hours, depending on how much laundry you have. It should not take you an hour and a half, 2 hours to fold a basket of laundry or a bag of laundry. So, by the time I'm done with like a glass or two of wine, hey, it's a party, it's a party, it's a party, hey. Anyways, romanticize your life. Create routines for yourself. Life is going to happen, and the things that are within your home, you're going to have to do them anyway. So you might as well try to find some form of enjoyment while doing it. I love to make things look pretty, and I cannot function in a cluttered space. So with those two combinations of characteristics for myself, I have turned my mornings into a love letter to myself. After I've dropped my daughter to school, I come back home and I tidy my home. And I enjoy doing it because it's quiet. I get to light my candles, my space is clean. And now, once my space has been reset, I'm able to think and do the things I like. Maybe I run an errand, I'll do my skincare. If I'm going to the gym that day, I'll go to the gym. I'll come home, maybe I'm getting my hair done, doing my nails. Romanticize your day. These are things that you have to do anyway. So create a routine around making these things happen. The third gentle step is define your version of dream girl. What does being a dream girl look like for you? What does your best version of yourself look like? What does she do for fun? What does her friends look like? What kind of job does she work? How does she dress? How does she speak? What career does she have? How many kids does she want? And I want you to take what I'm saying in terms of this with a grain of salt, because again, being a dream girl is going to look different for everyone, and that is okay, because you're not trying to be like everyone else. You're trying to be like you, your best version of you, and your best version of you is not going to look like Sally, Dick, and May. Okay? So define what does your dream girl look like, and you're not going to find that out unless you start to reconnect with yourself. Spend time with yourself. Figure out your likes and your dislikes. Go on, take yourself on a date. What does your higher self, like when you envision you at your prime, and even though there's no such thing as prime, because we are never done working on ourselves. So even when you're at your prime, what does that version of you look like? Okay? So define your version of dream girl. The fourth step is to upgrade your positive self-talk. Baby, if I'm having a rough day, best believe I'm in here. You would think I'm catching the Holy Ghost or something. Yeah, you're a bad girl. Yeah, you got this. Good job, Teresa. I'm proud of you. Can no anxiety, can no depression, can no That's how I'm talking to myself in the mirror. I could be sitting at the sink. I forgot something. And I'm like, damn, I can't believe I forgot that. I'm so stupid. No, you ain't. Shit happens. You're human. It's all right. But you realize that you messed up. So get back on your shit. Talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. Uplift yourself, especially if you do not have a village. If you do not have a support system behind you, that means that you don't have nobody to hype you up. You don't have nobody to be in your ear, get up and get that done. You don't have anybody to hold you accountable. You don't have anybody to say, damn, good job. So you have to do it for yourself. And ultimately, you should be doing it for yourself. And then when somebody else say it, that's just a little cherry on the cake. Do you understand? Cherry on the icing. A little icing on the cake. Jesus have mercy. Okay? Hype yourself up. Affirm yourself. Good job. When is the last time that you praised yourself? When is the last time that you said, damn, T, you did a good job? I saw how you handled that situation with grace. I saw how you went through that situation. I saw how you dealt with that problem. Good for you. Congratulations, T. You got the promotion. Congratulations, T. All your hard work has paid off. Congratulations, T. Like, good job. Good job. Take yourself out. Celebrate you. I know there's plenty of people who are out there that they just feel like, oh, well, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I was working on it, but like, it's not that big of a deal. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, because that is a current answered prayer. You are currently in an answered prayer. There was a point in time where you wanted this. So I don't care how small it is. You absolutely need to celebrate yourself. Okay? Especially if you do not have a community behind you. If you don't have a community behind you, you know who you are. Start hyping yourself up. Hype, I don't care what it looks like for anybody else. You ain't doing it for them. Hype yourself up. That positive self-talk needs to be top tier. Talk to God first and let him, get him in you, get him all up in you. Get that spirit all up in you and talk to yourself. Absolutely, anxiety, not today. You are not welcome here. You're not even my friend, so I don't even know why you're here. Depression, you are not my friend. I don't know why you're here. You don't pay no bills, so you're going to need to get on. Talk to yourself. Talk yourself out of the things that are scaring you. Talk yourself out of that fear. Upgrade your positive self-talk. And with that being said, I have a book of affirmations on my blog, and it's a guide to positive self-talk. In that book, I believe it's 10 chapters of different areas of affirmations, things that you would read to yourself to kind of uplift you in whatever chapter that is. So if it's like motherhood, is affirmations for motherhood. If it's self-love, then there's affirmations for self-love. And then towards the end of the ebook, there are positive, uplifting poetry in there that I have written. If that's something that resonates with you, or if you know somebody that would be appreciative of receiving that gift, please do check it out on my blog. I will also link it down in the description. Positive self-talk is everything. If you've seen Insecure with Issa Rae, when she's in the mirror like hyper, that's positive self-talk. Sometimes you just got to talk yourself through some situations. You just got to talk yourself out of the anxiety, talk yourself out of the depression, talk yourself out of the overthinking. You just got to like put some music on. That is the easiest way. Some uplifting music. Anytime you are feeling in a rut, put on some uplifting, upbeat music and watch your spirit elevate. I promise you. Put on some gospel music and watch your spirit elevate. Be in the moment, be free, spend time, connect with yourself. Back to number one, connect with yourself and watch how that positivity just flows throughout you. Affirm yourself. You are deserving of it, and you're working on becoming your own dream girl. So talk to yourself, reconnect with yourself, build you, connect with you. And the last and final gentle step to become your own dream girl is showing up for yourself. Showing up for yourself, it's something that you are doing for you. You're not doing it for your mom. You're not doing it for your boyfriend. You're not doing it for your husband. I don't care what your friends are doing. I don't care what you see on the internet. You are doing it for you because it feels right for you. Show up for yourself. And that is going to tie back into your worth, your values, and your vision. You have a level of self-love that you don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks. You value yourself so much that you stand 10 toes on your boundaries. Your vision that you see for yourself, you gonna get there. And the only way to get there is to show up for yourself. And how are you gonna show up for yourself? You're gonna hold yourself accountable. Because yeah, life happens. Yeah, today was busy, but you still need to get what you need to get done. And if you didn't get it done today, then you need to make time to prioritize that. Everybody has an excuse. You have to hold yourself accountable, especially if you do not have a village. If you don't have a support system behind you, honey, you absolutely have to start showing up for yourself. And I know that can look hard sometimes. I know there's just a million and 10 things to do, and it's like, damn, one more thing to do. And sometimes that one last thing is what breaks you. Is like, you know what I'm saying? So, just try to hold yourself accountable. Showing up for yourself, it's progress. It's not perfection, it's progress. And they say practice makes perfect, but there's no such thing. So how can it be perfect? Practice makes progress. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking to be 1% better than we were yesterday. Practice makes progress. Hold yourself accountable and keep practicing so that you can progress. And when you keep practicing by doing the thing, that one thing or that few thing every single day, you start to make progress. And with that progress comes a compound of habits. Your habits start to build on top of one another. And before you know it, a year from now, you look like a completely different person. And I'm not talking about physically, I mean internally. There is versions of me that as I sit here on this chair, when I look back on that version, those versions of myself, I'm like, MT, I'm proud of you. I don't even recognize those versions of me. And that's because I keep practicing every day on being my own version of my dream girl. Every day I'm making progress. And with that progress, my habits are starting to compound. And when my habits are compounded, that becomes my reality. And if I'm living in my reality, baby, I'm in an answered prayer. Are you still here with me? Okay? Practice makes progress, honey. Show up for yourself every day. Hold yourself accountable. Practice makes, I got goosebumps. Practice makes progress. And if you are a type of person, maybe you have a lot going on. Maybe you need something. You remember back in school when our high schools, they used to give us agendas for us to write down our homework and stuff to stay on top of things. Well, my school, I don't know if everybody's school did that, but my school, they handed out everybody a school agenda, and you write out all your homeworks and your assignments or whatever it was in your agenda. And I have applied that into my life. If you feel like you need resource in order to hold yourself accountable, I have planners on my blog. I have planners that you can print out and use every single day on my blog. I will also link planners that I have used from Amazon that I absolutely love. And it's just to keep the things that you need to get done on the top of your list and kind of hold yourself accountable. And I love the ones where you can check off, because checking off just tells my brain that I accomplished something. And that is just a little bit of dopamine, that the same way you scroll and your mind gets that happy drug, when you have your list of things on your planner or on your to-do for the day, and you have actually done it and you are able to make that little check next to it, I don't know, but it makes me feel good, especially when everything on my list is done for the day. It's like, yes ma'am, I'm her. I am my own dream girl, and I'm on my way to building her and compounding my habits because I hold myself accountable, because I keep practicing, and because I keep showing up for myself. With that being said, I absolutely 100% encourage you guys to pour into you, do the things that feel right for you, That is the only way that you can become your better self. That is the only way that you can show up for the people around you in a healthy way. Worth, value, and vision. I want you to think about those three words. How much you value yourself is tied to your self-worth. You have to put a price on yourself, your presence, your thoughts, your ideas, your life, that some things are, quite frankly, not good enough for you. Some people are not good enough for you. Okay? You have to have a level of self-love where it's like, yeah, that's not for me. No, no, thank you. Like my higher self would never, could never. And that is not from a place of judgment, but it's a place of like, it's not good for me. It's not good for my well-being. No, thank you. If you are going to stress me out, if it's going to cause me stress or cause me to revert to a version of me that I've built from or built myself up from or healed from, hell no. God himself could not come off the cross to make me do something that, okay, maybe it's a stretch bringing God to it. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Yeah. All right. But yeah, you can't make me do something that I absolutely know is going to cause me stress or like disrupt my spirit in any kind of way, because my self-love, yeah, I built that. And I've built that after being hurt or not being able to depend on people. Build up your self-worth. Pour into yourself, build up your self-worth. And when you have a level of self-worth, you move with a sense of value. You understand your value. And because you understand your value, your boundaries, yeah, they set. And the minute a motherfucker put a big toe over that line, X amount, they shouldn't be around you. Absolutely not. And if somebody loves you, they're not going to put you in bad situations. If somebody loves you and cares for you and values you, they're going to always think of your best interests. Always. Sometimes even before themselves. I don't encourage that. But sometimes, in life, a little selflessness is required, depending on the situation. Your now level of self-love and how you value yourself is going to carry into the vision that you have for yourself. Now that you've had all of that, when you arrive at that vision that you've had in your mind, you're like, okay. Because a lot of people want to be in the vision of themselves and the life that they have in their mind, but you can't go there with the mindset and the ugly habits that you have now. So you gotta start working, holding yourself accountable and doing the work so you can compound on your habits. So when you get there, you're already hurt. I mean, it's just that. Pour into yourself. Pour into yourself. And I want to leave a little reminder with you. Becoming her, it's not a destination. Becoming your better version of self, you're constantly, every day is different. Yesterday looked completely different than today. Even though you may do the same things or maybe your routines look similar, every single day is different. There's a different element. There's a little twist to it. And when life is ready, she'll throw a monkey wrench into the mix. And now you gotta hopscotch through the bullshit. So I want you to give yourself grace, pour into yourself, and just remember that becoming your better version of self is not a destination. Just constantly work on you, constantly build you, do the things that feel good for you, and hold yourself accountable. If this resonates with you, any of this resonates with you, or you think a friend can benefit from this, absolutely share with them. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you in the next episode of Candid Talks. Bye, guys.